These are the top 5 cars with unstoppable engines you need to buy today. Not just because of their powertrains, but all 5 of these cars have been chosen based on overall value, appeal, design, and unique selling factors. Because I know how hard it is to find cars that are well-rounded, and don't worry, we'll also tell you about their drawbacks so you can choose what fits you perfectly. So watch till the end or you will miss out on a lot. Number 1. Toyota 4Runner. This shouldn't come as a surprise to you. The Toyota 4Runner is more than just a vehicle. It's a symbol of durability and adventure, and since its inception, the 4Runner has carved out a niche for itself as a go-to SUV for those who demand more from their rides. You know those moments when you're cruising down the highway and get the urge to just go off-road and conquer the wild world? Well, with the 4Runner, you can. Because under the hood, there is a beastly 4-liter V6 engine affectionately known as the 1GR-FE. This engine has been a staple of the 4Runner for several years, providing a balanced mix of power and efficiency. Toyota has designed it with a focus on durability and reliability, ensuring that it can handle the demands of various driving conditions without skipping a beat. But here is where Toyota really flexes its muscles. This engine's got direct and multi-port fuel injection. Why? Well, Toyota doesn't just want your engine to run forever, they want it to run forever and stay clean too. Plus, this thing is built like a tank with the longevity of a tortoise. We're talking 200,000 miles and still kicking. And get this, its V6 engine and 5-speed auto transmission are so simple, even your toddler can fix it for you. Okay, maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the point. But I'm not going to lie to you, this isn't the smoothest ride you'll ever have, but you know what? That is the part of the charm. If it is not a deal breaker for you personally, of course, but hear me out for a second. This isn't just some fancy luxury SUV, it's a rugged off-road beast that will keep running long after the apocalypse. This bad boy is like the Indiana Jones of the car world. No adventure is too tough, we're talking part-time 4-wheel drive, locking rear differential, and skid plates on even the basic models. And if you're feeling fancy, the higher trims are like giving the 4Runner superpowers. Full-time 4-wheel drive, crawl control, and multi-terrain select. It's like Toyota said, hey, let's make a vehicle that can climb mountains for breakfast. And with a starting price of around $40,000 for the new base model, it is basically a steal. Well, unless this issue isn't a deal breaker for you, but if it is, then look at this next one, which could probably be considered the total opposite while still packing an unbreakable and unstoppable engine. Number 2, Honda Civic. When you think of Honda, what comes to the mind? If you said small, high-revving engines, you'd be spot on. These guys have been dominating the small engine game since before most of us even were born, and they've got the Formula 1 trophies to prove it. But hold your horses, we're not here to talk about the new kids on the block. Those are really good too, we'll talk about them, but let me introduce you to the one that made the Civic famous. The 2001 K20 engine. Now I know what you're thinking, an old Civic? Really? But trust me, these cars are like the Energizer bunny of the automotive world. They just keep going and going. Sure, they've got basic headlights and a simple grille, but who needs fancy when you've got reliability that could outlast the pyramids? The K20 isn't just any old engine, it is a unique piece of engineering. We're talking roller rockers that reduce resistance, and bore and crankshaft that are actually misaligned on purpose. It's like Honda's engineers decided to play Jenga with engine design and somehow made it work even better. But that is not all. This engine's got more tricks up its sleeve than a magician at a Vegas show. Double overhead cams? Check. VTEC? You betcha. All aluminum construction? Of course, because who needs extra weight when you're trying to fly down the highway? And the best part? If you manage to rack up 250,000 miles and need a rebuild, it's easier than putting together IKEA furniture. The vehicle's design is such that essential components are accessible for servicing, making it ideal for both mechanics and DIY enthusiasts. And with Honda's wide-ranging presence, parts availability is rarely an issue, ensuring that owners can find what they need for repairs and maintenance without headaches. Plus, it has a sturdy build that not only ensures passenger safety, but also helps the car withstand the rigors of daily use. And hearing frequently about Civics achieving impressive mileage milestones makes it clear that this vehicle is designed for longevity. But what about performance? Now, if you've been eyeing for the newer models, you're in for a treat. Sure, their engines might not be like the old ones, but Honda's been busy cooking up some seriously interesting things. We're talking sleek lines, aggressive grills, and a stance that screams, "Catch me if you can." And it's not just a pretty face, these babies handle like a dream. Perfect for those of us who love a little excitement on our daily commute. Plus, the new turbocharged model can hit 0 to 60 miles an hour in just about 6.5 seconds. A remarkable figure for a compact car. And let's not forget about the hatchback. It's like Honda took everything awesome about the Civic and cranked it up to 11. Not only does it look like it's ready to hit the racetrack, but it's also got enough space to haul your entire life around. In the current market, the Honda Civic remains a top contender among compact vehicles. The 2023 model starts at approximately $25,000 for the base trim and can go up to around $34,000 for higher trims, illustrating a good spread of options based on features and budgets. Plus, its availability in both the new and used markets makes it accessible for a range of consumers, from first-time buyers to those looking to downsize. The only thing that might be a slight headache is that if you're someone who wants to drive a car that is reliable and also sporty and fun to drive, the Civic is not. But we're one step ahead of you because this next car delivers just that. Number 3, Mazda 3. These guys have been climbing the reliability ranks faster than a squirrel up a tree. We're talking Consumer Reports darling status here, folks. It may not be the fanciest ride on the block, but don't let those plastic hubcaps fool you. This little beauty is packing some serious heat under the hood. Ever wonder what makes the Mazda 3 so unique? Mazda's secret sauce, Skyactiv technology. It's like the automotive equivalent of having your cake and eating it too. Squeezing out every drop of efficiency without compromising on the performance we all crave. The base model comes with the Skyactiv G2.0 liter, and this little powerhouse cranks out about 148 horses and 135 pound-feet of torque. Perfect for zipping around town or cruising down the highway with a smile on your face. But if you're craving a bit more power, say hello to the Skyactiv G2.5 liter. This bad boy flexes up to 191 horsepower in the hatchback with a beefy 186 pound-feet of torque to boot. And get this, it's got a trick up its sleeve called cylinder deactivation. In simple terms, it's as like your engine doing yoga, stretching out when you need power, but being able to chill and save fuel when you're just cruising. Now, for all you speed demons out there, feast your eyes on the Skyactiv G 2.5 liter turbo. We're talking a whopping 250 horsepower and a tire-squealing 320 pound-feet of torque. This isn't just an engine, it's a roller coaster for your daily commute. And with iActive AW, you'll be sticking to the road like your life depends on it because, well, it kind of does. But Mazda doesn't stop there. For our friends across the pond, they've crooked up some tasty diesel options. There is the 1.8-liter Skyactiv D pushing out 115 horsepower and around 200 pound-feet of torque. Or if you're feeling extra spicy, the 2.2-liter version cranks it up to 185 horsepower and a whopping 300 pound-feet of torque. Plus, these babies are sipping fuel like it's a fine wine, making them a hit in Europe where gas prices can make your wallet cry. This isn't just an engine, it's a magic trick. They're rocking compression ratios that would make other naturally aspirated engines wet their oil pans. We're talking 14-to-1 in some markets, and a still impressive 13-to-1 in the US. But how do they prevent knocking with all that compression, you ask? Well, Mazda's engineers aren't just smart, they're like the Einsteins of the automotive world. They've cooked up this crazy 4-to-2-to-1 exhaust system and some black magic fuel injection that keeps everything running smoothly. But the Mazda 3 isn't just about raw power, it's about how that power feels when you're behind the wheel. Enter G Vectoring Control Plus. This thing constantly adjusts engine torque and braking based on how you're steering, making every turn feel smoother than a fresh jar of peanut butter. It's like having a professional racing driver as your co-pilot, except this one fits in your engine bay and doesn't eat all your snacks. These Skyactiv engines are so good, Mazda's slapping them in everything from the nimble CX-30 to the family-hauling CX-90. It's like they found the holy grail of engines and decided to share it with the world. So what's the bottom line? If you're looking for a car that will stick with you and be so much fun to drive, look no further than Mazda. With the right TLC, these babies could easily hit 400,000 miles. As for the current market, the Mazda 3 continues to be a popular choice among compact vehicles, with newer models priced from around $23,000 to $35,000 depending on trim and options. And this car is widely available in both new and used markets, providing options for various budgets. If you ask me, this is a no-brainer. Sure, there have been a few grumbles about oil consumption in some turbo models, but let's be real, those are minor hiccups. But if these issues are a deal breaker for you, then you are going to love this next one. Number 4, Hyundai Accord. Now I've got to be honest here, this thing is a bit of a head scratcher because the Hyundai Accord is a mixed bag of good and bad. So why did we include it in this list? First off, let's talk about reliability. You know how some cars start cuffing and spluttering after a few years? Not the Accord. This bad boy just keeps going and going. We're talking about 100,000 miles, and that's just breaking it in, to be honest. Owners are out there cruising past that mark with barely a hiccup. It's like Honda sprinkles some magic durability dust on these babies. And you know what that means? Less time at the mechanic means more money in your pocket. No wonder Accord owners stick to their rides like super glue. And the second reason is the pricing and value. You might think all this awesomeness comes with a hefty price tag, right? Wrong. The Accord is like that amazing find at a thrift store. High quality without breaking the bank. We're looking at a starting price of around $26,520, and get this, it's not some bare bones ride. We're talking fancy safety tech, smartphone hookups, and the works. It's like getting a 5-star meal for the price of a burger. But this concept of saving you money in the long run goes beyond this. In a world where gas prices make us all want to cry, the Accord is like a superhero swooping in to save the day. The hybrid versions that can achieve a combined 48 mpg. That's not just good for your wallet, it's a big high five to Mother Earth too. Then there is safety. The Accord's got it in spades. This car is like a rolling fortress, consistently acing tests from big names related to safety like IIHS and NHTSA. We're talking adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, and lane keeping assist, which equals peace of mind. Overall, this thing is amazing. But have you ever wondered if the Hyundai Accord has a dark side? Sure, it's the darling of the midsize sedan world, but let's get real. No car is perfect, right? And for the Accord, it is all about looks. If the Accord were a person, it would be that guy at the party wearing khakis and a plain white tee. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not exactly turning heads, you know? Some folks like to blend into the parking lot vibe, but if you're after something with a bit more pizzazz, you might find yourself yawning. And don't let me get started on the infotainment system. It's like they designed it to test our patience. Unresponsive touchscreen? Check. Confusing interface? Double check. It's enough to make you want to stick to good old-fashioned radio buttons. So there you have it, the Hyundai Accord's dirty laundry aired out for all to see. The question is, do these drawbacks make you think twice, or are they just minor speed bumps on your road to Accord ownership? But before you make a decision, watch this next one carefully, because for so many people, it is the better option hands down. Number 5, Toyota Camry. Ever wondered what makes the Toyota Camry such a beloved ride? It isn't just its sleek exterior or fancy tech. No, it's the powerhouse tucked away under that shiny hood. This engine is like the overachiever of the automotive world. Toyota's engineers have poured their hearts and souls into creating a beast that's efficient, powerful, and tough. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I've heard some people trash talk this engine. Well, Toyota designed this bad boy with efficiency in mind. They've used some pretty clever tricks like lower tension piston rings and single row timing chains, and that is something unique for a lot of people, but don't let that fool you. Every single part of this engine is built to sip fuel like it's savoring a fine wine. We're looking at an all-aluminum drivetrain with steel liners, and it's like the perfect marriage of lightweight design and rock-solid durability. And depending on which generation you're eyeing, you might be looking at the 2AR FSE, FXE, or FE. Don't worry if that sounds like alphabet soup, just know that they're all part of the 2AR family. A 2.5-liter straight 4-cylinder engine that's as reliable as it can get. And get this, there are no turbos in sight. Why? Toyota knows that sometimes simpler is better. This engine is all about easy access and maintenance. Changing filters? A breeze. checking fluids? Child's play. And forget about those flimsy plastic hoses you find in some fancy cars. Toyota's rocking high-quality fittings with crimp hoses that will outlast your favorite pair of jeans. But don't think for a second that simple means boring. This puppy packs a punch with 203 horsepower. It's like strapping a rocket to your grocery bag, and the best part? It zips fuel. We're talking about 35 to 40 miles per gallon on the highway. Additionally, this 2AR engine isn't just a one-hit wonder, it's so good that Toyota's spread the love across their lineup. You'll find variations of this engine purring away in all sorts of Toyota and Lexus vehicles. From the swanky Lexus NX350H to the family-friendly RX, this engine's got range. But let me tell you, you might be better off sticking to the Camry. Why? Well, one of the Camry's biggest selling points is its low maintenance requirements and cost-effective ownership. The car's design allows for easy access to common service points, making routine maintenance a breeze. As one of the best-selling cars in America, Camry parts are widely available and reasonably priced. Combine this with its fuel efficiency and reputation for reliability, and you've got a recipe for a low total cost of ownership over the long haul. Your wallet will thank you. And trust me, Camry's reputation for reliability isn't just marketing hype, it's proven in the real world. Taxi and rideshare services often choose the Camry for its durability and low operating costs. Law enforcement agencies have been known to use unmarked Camrys for undercover work thanks to their blend of performance and inconspicuous appearance. The Camry has also made numerous appearances in movies and TV shows, often portrayed as the quintessential everyday car. It's a star, both on and off the screen. And as of 2024, the Toyota Camry remains a popular choice in the midsize sedan market. The 2024 Camry starts at around $26,420 for the base LE model, with the top-tier XSE V6 model starting at around approximately $36,845. This is a good deal, but the Camry has a few sets of issues like air conditioning problems and inconsistent cooling, electrical malfunctions with power windows and door locks, suspension issues affecting ride comfort, dashboard cracking or melting in older models, and excessive wind noise at higher speeds. Now, these issues are not that common, so this car is still one of the best. But what's your take? Deal breaker or no biggie? Let's know in the comments, and thanks for watching.